Howdy, I am Rohit Kumar and this is the second project for Architecture 653 Building Information Modeling in Architecture. This time, the functionality of the Project 1 Revit model was enhanced using the visual programming extension called Dynamo. The purpose of Dynamo for this project was to control the parameters of the mask containing all the families and to color the facade. There are three aspects of coloring the facade as will be discussed later. This is the original model made in Revit, and on this Dynamo scripting was added. Beginning with the first aspect of the Dynamo scripting, controlling the mass parameters using Dynamo. The height and scale of the building was controlled as seen in the Dynamo script. The integer slider was used to determine the height and scale of the building. A range was provided in each of the case. The upper script is for the scale and the lower script is for the height. The range varies from 100 feet to 500 feet for the scale, and for the height it was 1000 feet to 3000 feet with a step value of 1 for each of the case. This is the original model. The height of the model is 1570 feet. In order to control the scale, the base plate radius was taken, having a radius of 173 feet. Coming to the scale, when the scale of the model or when the base plate radius was changed from 173 feet to 100 feet, this was the outcome. As we can see, the model has become slender. Coming to the height, when the height was changed from 1570 feet to 1000 feet, this was the result. Let's move on to the next aspect of the Dynamo scripting. There are three parts to it. The first task was a simple red, green and blue coloring of the facade panels. The second part was using an Impressionist painting to create an Impressionist facade. And the third part was using the sun's position to dynamically color the facade panel based on incidence of solar radiation. Beginning with the simple coloring of the facade, this is the script. As you can see, it is relatively simple. On the family types, the single glass panel of the curtain panel was used. It was selected from the envelope of the building. For the coloration, as we know, there are three colors involved in this case: red, green and blue. And to determine the color, the number sliders were used, whose values varied from 0 to 255. In this particular case, only the red color has been given the highest value and the other color's value has been given as 0. So predictably, this has been the result. Moving on to the next part of the Dynamo scripting, using an Impressionist painting to create a colorful facade. The purpose was to find out if a computer generated Impressionist facade can be created based on a famous painting. From the model, a single curtain panel was selected, which is the glass panel. There are a total of 30 into 24, that is 760 panels in my case. This was found out by checking the U grid and V grid of the divided surface in the mass family. So 30 by 24 pixel was provided in order to cover the whole of the building, and that was provided here. As we can see, the image has been attached for this case. So based on that, this was the output. This is one more example in which I took the Sunday afternoon painting by George Seurat, and this was the outcome. Moving to the final aspect of Dynamo scripting, that is assigning color to panels based on solar radiance. The first part was finding normal to the curtain panels. This task was done as per demonstration in the classroom by Dr. Yan. The surface that is incident to solar radiation was determined by trials, and that figure is a number. In my case, it is number 4. The second part was displaying the sun direction using the node called dot. I calculated the relationship between normal and the sun vector. And the third part was coloring the panels. The dot products were remapped from 0 to 1. Then a color range and map input values were used to color the nodes. Finally, the node override color in view was used. This is the entire script, as we can see, and this is the result. As we can see that the panels facing the sun are red in color and the panels which are away from sun are green in color. So this is my work in Dynamo for project 2. Many thanks to Dr. Yan for his expert guidance, and I'm thankful to my classmates for their support, especially Fateme. Thank you everyone.